every 2 weeks I go in, get pumped with drugs, and then you kind of just have a headache for a week, or like you feel shitty for a week. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, sorry.
Yeah, whatever. That was a clip from a conversation I had with my friend Dax Brule on my podcast So Far. Now, Dax is a videographer, photographer, online video creator who recently got a lot of traction on his other TikTok and YouTube channel related to the video game Pokemon Go, with over 120,000 combined followers across all his channels, all while being confined to his home because of his immunocompromised state. I brought him on to talk about his struggles as a creator, his story, and some advice that he might have for some listeners that might be listening. But first, I decided to ask him how he got started in photography and videography.
4 years ago, January of 2017, my friend, he's always been like an entrepreneurial kind of guy, always trying new things and never knowing really what he wants to do. His dad had multiple businesses, and he pretty much got into photography. He kept seeing a bunch of photographers, a bunch of travel photographers, different Instagram-y people taking cool pictures and just posting them, right? So he was like, yo, let's do this. And I kept watching these videos, and he never got into the videography side of it, but I kept seeing these videos of these creators, the same ones he was seeing online on Instagram. Like people, like it's very basic. People like Sam Colder, who were blowing up with his travel films. Peter McKinnon was huge around that time. I'm going to say I'm part of the Peter McKinnon boom or whatever I like to call it, where it's like a bunch of people started photography because of this guy. And I kept seeing them make all these videos and things like that. So I wanted to get into the video aspect of it because I thought there was a lot more you could do with video. So around halfway through 2017, like maybe not halfway, March of 2017, I made my first YouTube video. It was skiing behind cars in the streets of Ottawa. I don't recommend doing it, but we pretty much like if you're going tubing, but there was like a skis and there was like a rope attached to the back of the car, and they would drive around the neighborhood and we'd be towing each other in the back with GoPros and everything. That was my first video I ever made, and pretty much ever since then I've been loving it. And then around 2 years ago I started making tutorials because I had already been doing it for 2 years, and there was a lot of things that I had learned that I think a lot of people could learn. So I started making tutorials about it, and now I do that. And I also create like I said, the podcast. I have a blog, I have a website, pretty much everything photography and video related. I've been doing for 5 years. That's pretty much how I got into it, and it's just been that slow build of passion over time.
So that was how he got started in photo and video, but I did mention that he has a following in making Pokemon Go content. When I asked him about how he achieved that, I was really impressed with the answer in more than one way.
The Pokemon Go stuff was very funny because I was diagnosed with cancer around like 12 months ago. I guess now, yeah, almost a year. And during this diagnosis, you couldn't really do anything. I don't know if not a lot of people know how the treatment goes, but you're pretty much just kind of like immobilized for 8 months going through chemo. By the way, everyone, I'm completely cancer-free now, so no need to worry.
Yay!
But during that, there was not much I could do. So I don't know. My dad bought me a Nintendo Switch, and I remember I used to play the Pokemon game. There was new ones on the Switch, so I got one of them on the Switch, and then I remember Pokemon Go. I started playing that. And I loved it, and because it was such an active game, like I had to stay active during my treatment, so I would go outside and play this game. And then around 3 months ago, I was like, why not combine the two? I love playing this game so much, but I also love creating videos and creating content, and I also had a lot of skill in creating content fast. So I kind of combined the two there and created Pokemon Go TikTok, and as you've seen, it's like blown up. We're at like 115,000 followers on TikTok we hit yesterday. So people love it, and I enjoy making the videos. Dude, this just shows the power of TikTok, and this is the same thing that happened to my first account. I started it, I think my first videos I have recording back to it were in October. So I think maybe even November. 3 months from 0 to 115,000. And it relates back to when a whole year ago, when I first started making TikTok. I think it was in September of 2020, right? Yeah. I gained like 20,000 followers, I think in like 2 days or something like that off viral videos. So obviously it's harder now, but the thing is it shows that there are still plenty of niches that are unserved and that you can grow a following if that's what you're trying to do. Obviously, for me, it was just kind of like a fun thing, especially because Pokemon Go, I like play this game a lot. But now like it's become like a thing, and I make money sometimes. Like if you live stream, people donate to me. I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Why are you donating to me? But like it's the coolest thing ever, to be able to just grow that community out of nowhere. I haven't been monetized because it's so new, right? Like I hit the 1,000 subs. I haven't been able to hit 1,000 subscribers on my main channel in like, I've been doing this for 4 years when I posted my first video on that channel. This channel already hit the subscriber amount and we're so close to the watch hours. So like it's actually insane. I've been debating this the whole time because I don't know if I want to do that or if I don't want to do that, because I kind of like, for me, like I said, it's not really like, it's kind of like a fun thing, and obviously it'd be cool to make money off of it, but I think it's too early to just kind of go in and just start trying to make money. For me right now, I'm just making it for the content, so I'm going to keep making the content, but definitely soon, and especially because this COVID times are tough, I might. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of tilting towards making more of that videos, because not only is it more successful, but also after doing something for such a long period of time, I find you are inevitably gonna get bored of it or kind of lose passion for it. And for me, that tutorial side of things, I've lost passion for it. Doesn't mean I don't think I can get that passion back, but I think if I just keep grinding it out, at one point I'm gonna start, hating it. Maybe not hating it, but not liking it as much. So I think switching to this Pokemon Go kind of content will be able to kind of re-spark a passion, and then later if I want to switch back into tutorials. But I don't know, this is all on the table right now, so I'm just giving you guys a sneak peek.
So I was really impressed when I heard about how he took a situation where he couldn't move anywhere and couldn't go outside the house because he's immunocompromised, because he's recovering, and turned it into an opportunity to make content about Pokemon Go, and was subsequently rewarded with thousands of followers for it. Now, obviously, there could have been a situation where he made the content and didn't have the rapid success that he did, but I don't think he expected it either. So the fact that he looked at what he could do instead of what he couldn't do during this time is a lesson that I think we can all learn from. So I had to ask, what was it that kept him in that perspective despite the situations that he had and, well, the situation going on outside?
I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a lymph node cancer. So it's like the things that heal you, where your white blood cells chill. It's not like my doctor told me first thing, she was like, don't worry, there's like a 1% death rate. Most people survive it. It's absolutely fine. And you're in early stages. So you're going to be fine. But it's still, cancer is cancer, and you still have to go through either chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. I got stuck with chemotherapy because you can't really radiate it. It's like kind of like deep inside your body, your lymph nodes, so you can't really radiate it. So it was pretty much just 8 months of chemo. Every 2 weeks, I go in, get pumped with drugs, and then you kind of just have a headache for a week, or like you feel shitty for a week. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't feel great for a week, and it's pretty much just that consistently for 8 months. So obviously it's a huge struggle, but like I shared in my video, like I wanted to show people, and the reason I was mostly able to get through it was not only because of my girlfriend and my family and all that supporting me through it and helping me when I was sick in bed, but just like showing people that like no matter what your struggle is, like you can always get through it. It's just one day at a time kind of thing. I always tell myself this when I'm running either long distances. It's like you just keep 1 foot at a time. Just keep doing that. 10 minutes later, the run's going to be done. And it's same with editing or creating a content consistently. Just keep going, and you will beat it. And also, one thing I always think of is just the fact that like my life is so much better than other people. Even if I have cancer, I'm sure there's someone who gets paralyzed and can never walk again somewhere in the world. So I have it a lot better than most people. And even if it is hard, for me, it just shows, if you're comparing it to something way harder, you see how easy it can be. You know what I mean? Like if someone's like, yo, I'm going to run like a 40K, 10K doesn't look as bad. Like, I don't know why I keep comparing it to running, but like, that's how I kind of like to see it. Like once you've ran like 20 kilometers and you see 10 kilometers, you're like, yo, I've run 10 kilometers is nothing. But if you're looking in terms of upwards, where it's like, oh, my life is here, and then someone has lost their leg. I don't know if I'm kind of like rambling on here, but someone has lost their leg. Theirs looks a lot worse, right? But then like if you're the one who lost your leg, but then you look up and someone like I don't know, can't walk or something like that, or it's like it's a lot worse, or like is dead, it looks better to you. So it's a lot easier to go through those challenges because you're comparing it to something a lot harder and putting it into perspective, if that makes sense. Just keep pushing through whatever you go through. I have been doing content for 4 years, have not gained any sort of following, got diagnosed with cancer, beat cancer. Now I freaking have a lot of followers on TikTok, and my content is finally paying off, and maybe someday I'll start making money from it. People always think that the now is the now, like you said, and it's really not the now. You can blow up tomorrow. You get a video, you blow up, and there you go. There's your career started. If you choose to follow that path. But yeah, just never think that the now is how it's actually going to happen, and just keep that consistency, and soon you'll be where you want to be.
Very true. Things can always be worse. Now, of course, we later on clarified in the podcast that it's not meant to diminish the bad things that happened, or to say that that their struggles are trivial or insignificant, because everyone lives their own life and has their own problems, and the bad things that happen are still bad. It doesn't mean that they're less bad just because someone might have it worse. And we even talked about the dangers of comparing ourselves too much to other situations, but the point still stands that having a positive mindset more of the time will help you out. But if you would like to check out the full conversation Dax and I had with this topic and many other topics in the podcast, well, I'll link the episode down in the description below. You can also check out a playlist of my other podcast clips right over here. Special thanks to Dax for appearing on the show. You can be sure to check out the links to his content in the description down below. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit like and leave a comment with your thoughts on transitions in tough times or anything else that we've discussed today. But with that out of the way, I'll just have to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.